Hello, everyone. Welcome to Just Talk. I'm your host, Kev Lawrence. So today I'm in the studio with one of my bros, a longtime friend of mine. His name is Ty. He's going to be my special guest co-host today, and we're just going to chat it up today. So welcome, Ty.
Thank you. What's up?
So today we're just going to just talk
Just
about
talk.
whatever you want to talk about today. So
Cool. I think the first subject I want to talk about is
no, before we get into the subject,
okay.
tell me about Ty. Who's Ty?
Who is Ty? Well, Ty is 38 years old. Born and raised in Brooklyn up until I was about 15. I moved to Texas and stayed out there for 14 years. Uh, in the midst of being out in Texas for 14 years, I was in two relationships. Um, Total 7 years total. Um, I left New York to be with someone that was from New York. And it was pretty cool. I mean, it taught me a lot. It helped me grow as a person. You get what I'm saying? It actually taught me how to love people more. You
Yeah.
know, going somewhere outside of New York and having acceptance from strangers who were just Southern and they were hospitable and they were raised in good environments. Um, I think that was one of the good blessings about my life. You know, and in the process, I came back to New York only to be disappointed with the things I came back home to.
Okay.
You know, as far as the gay community, some of the things that the gay community is doing, and some of the things that you have to do to be accepted into this community. So I wanted to talk a little bit on some of those issues there
Great. We can.
and stuff. Um, when it comes to the, let's say, when it comes to the younger generation and how they're accepted into being a part of the icon status, you know,
Okay.
they have to do certain things or have to be a certain way to be accepted. You know, me myself, I've always enjoyed watching ballroom stuff. I've
Okay.
always enjoyed the twisting and the turning and stuff like that. Um,
Before you continue, have you? I mean, sorry, not have you. Are you in the ballroom community? Are you in a house?
no, no,
Have you ever been in a house?
no,
Okay.
no. It was just one thing that I just wanted to sit back and watch. You know, I know a lot of people that was in houses and would say, "Yo, Ty, you know, come join the house." And I would say to myself, "Well, what actually could I do in a house that would actually benefit this house?"
Okay.
And I realized nothing. You know, other than me just being a spectator, there was nothing else I can do. I wasn't gonna as much cigarettes as I smoke. I'm not trying to twist around in circles and do death drops as I see on TV
Yeah,
now.
the death
You know,
drops.
at 38, my back is still fresh and young, so I want to keep it that way.
I feel you.
Um, but yeah, I mean, again, like I never knocked the ballroom scene. Again, it's for entertainment purposes for me.
Hmm.
I see a lot of talent, Kevin, in the ballroom scene. I mean, unspeakable talent.
Yes.
Um, I was just with some friends the other day, and they had something on their playlist, which was Jennifer Lopez.
Okay.
And I was like, "Oh, you're a J Lo fan?" And they said, "Well, no, Jack Mizrahi is on this song."
Shout out to Jack Mizrahi, legendary pioneer of the ballroom community.
Oh my goodness, you know, microphone check, Jack. You know what I'm talking about? And I actually hit Jack up on Facebook to tell him how happy and proud I was
Hmm.
of his accomplishments, especially going as far because you know a lot of people to me that's in the ballroom scene that have a lot of talent don't take their talent outside the
That's
ballroom
right.
scene. You know, I know back when I was in Texas years ago, I saw Andre Mizrahi.
Hmm.
Big shout out to Andre.
Yes.
And when I first saw him doing something outside of the ballroom scene, it was on the Apollo.
Hmm.
And I said, well, look at here. Like they actually doing something with themselves. And I found it to be interesting. I just think it's really a good thing to do. Um, but again, when it comes to me and ballroom scenes, I just never I wanted to be a part of that crowd,
Hmm.
but it was so hard for people to accept me because I was so homophobic in so many ways growing up.
Hmm.
I did things um, solely, I did things growing up to cover up a lot of things that I've done, and you
Okay.
know, as far as being gay. My mother has 4 kids, and 3 of us are gay.
Wow.
My brother is the only straight one, and it's like, oh, I can't take it. You know, so he was always throwing girls in my face. Um, I come from a homophobic family. You know, we're not Jamaican, we're American. They just
Hmm.
have this strong belief about, you know, this whole Christian biblical Bible thing and
They
so
from the
forth.
south.
Exactly.
Yeah, just like
You know,
mine.
deep out in Aiken, South Carolina, where you walk on berries and kick dirt for fun. You
Hello.
get what I'm saying? Um, so, in a nutshell, my life growing up as a gay male in New York City wasn't the best.
Hmm.
It wasn't something that I was proud of. I did a lot of things that I wasn't proud of to actually become who I am today. To actually realize that I didn't need to do all this to be who I am today. You get what I'm saying? I didn't need to be a part of the in crowd to have people accept Tyree for who Tyree is.
That's right.
But back then, I felt like, yeah, well, you got to go out there and you got to shoplift. If you want to hang out with any one of the icons or upcoming icons or speakers, you got to shoplift. You got to put on makeup. I mean, that's just something that I never wanted to do. My mom said to me one day, she said, I would respect you more or even love you even more if you didn't wear women's clothes. And I said to my mom, I said, well, you ain't got to worry about that. You get what I'm saying? That's something that I never had a desire to do. I do ask myself this question, though. Had I not left and went to Texas, with all the friends that I knew from way back when, they are now either deceased and or full-blown transsexuals. Some got their stuff chopped off, some kept it. And I said, the old saying is, you're a product of your environment. And I always ask myself, Kevin, had I stayed in New York, would I be just like them? You get what I'm saying? Because I had fun hanging out with them.
Yeah.
They were fun to be around, fun to run the streets with, sneaking into clubs and hanging out on the piers to the wee hours of the morning. That was fun growing up. But me growing up in New York, like after all that fun was done, at 10 o'clock I had to leave everybody. Because again, I stayed with my mom's, it was a strict household, and you would not come in the house after 11 o'clock. You would be outside all night long, and you just might be lucky if she opened up the door in the morning and say, come here and wash your ass. You get what I'm saying? So I was always out of that scene. Where am I going with the rest of this madness? Because there's just so much just jumbled up in my head.
Yeah.
This is like a venting moment for me.
Well, we have a mutual friend together. Someone who is a great dear father to me. Shout out to James Icon, the legendary father of the House of Icon, who I am so proud to be a part of this house. I mean, I learned so much from this man. When I ran back into him a couple of years ago, I can tell you, 2011, he didn't remember who I was. And he's still like trying to put things together. And when I explained to him who I was, he was like, still trying to put it together. But when I met him, I was skinny. I met him at the lab with shout out to Diamond Icon, ex-Icon, but my mother. But you and James have history. I know that for a fact.
We do. Me and James. I think what we had was like, I always called it an Aaliyah thing. We had a street thing going on.
Okay.
And one thing I have to say about James is, as iconic as he is, and as shady as he can be, I mean, as nasty and shady, and his mouth cuts like a Gillian sword, he has never treated me any type of way, made me feel a certain type of way about not being quote-unquote fab or not having the latest sneakers on or not having the hottest t-shirt. He kept it so 100 with me. And it's every time he saw it, flowers. And flowers have stuck in my head for more than 20 fucking years. And every time I see him on Facebook, I haven't seen James in a while. It's been a while. But when it comes to Facebook, we see each other there, we speak there, and every time we greet each other, it's flowers. I don't know where flowers came from. Don't know how flowers came about. James, help me with this. You know what I mean? Because now it's like, it's an iconic saying now.
Yes.
It's flowers.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? But James is one of a few people that has actually treated me about as equal as any other regular person on the streets. I've come across some of those iconic gays. I won't mention names, but I come across those gays and they have their head in their ass, they're stuck up.
It's a whole lot of them out there.
It's a lot, and at the end of the day, you have nothing to fall back on. You get what I'm saying? And I've been to a couple of funerals this year for some of the iconic, so-called iconic girls. Yeah. And I think the thing that bothers me so much is they put so much work into being fab, so much work into hustling, so much work into being that top bitch, you get what I'm saying? And then when you leave this earth, the same folks that you was trying to impress wouldn't show up to your funeral. I think that is so sad. I think it's pathetic to know that you would run the streets with these people for so many years. Y'all make money together, y'all get high together, y'all go to jail together, so forth and so on. But these are the same motherfuckers who are not going to offer your mother a hand to carry that casket out.
That's right.
If you had insurance for a casket. Most of the girls get burned up now. It's easier. And what they say is, oh, she wanted it that way. No bitch wants to be cremated.
No.
A bitch want a grand-ass funeral.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But I think people spend so much time hustling, and they hustle so much to where they don't save any money. I don't get this. I know people now that's been stealing for years. My cousin, one of them, I'm not going to mention his name, but the child been stealing since he was born, and he still stays in one project. He still hustles. You get what I'm saying? But the thing that gets me is with all the money that man done made, you should have a house in Beverly Hills somewhere. You should have a Bentley. You should have stock somewhere. But it doesn't work that way. And most people don't, I mean, I don't know. I just wish sometimes, you can call me jealous. I guess I'm a jaded character. I'm a jaded when it comes to some things. Like, I wish I had the finer things. Like, I wish I had, like, a $300 pair of Y3 sneakers. But then again, what's the point when I got bills to pay? You know, I really find it hard to be accepted in this community in New York City when I work hard for a lot of stuff I get, Kevin. You get what I'm saying? Nothing's handed to me free. And I come across these people and they getting it. Like this, they getting it. They getting it. Don't get me wrong now. Sometimes I might have a flashback of when I was younger and tell somebody, well, oh, well, I came across the credit card number. You get what I'm saying? What can you do with this?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But then it's so much that goes along with that shit. It's ridiculous. Like, you got to have that. You got to have this. I don't have the time to sit back and play Carmen San Diego for a hot pair of sneakers. You get what I'm saying? It's just too much going on. The drugs in the community, it's pathetic to me.
Pathetic.
You know, it's very sad. And that I see so many young, handsome people, men and women, lesbians, and they think, I mean, to me, you're borderline crackhead. You're a borderline crackhead. If you got to put a glass pipe to your mouth, whether it's crack. To me, it's liquid crack. That's what it is. It's not gonna get them. It's not gonna get them nowhere. It's sad because at the end of the day, they feel like, and I don't get it, Kevin. Meth and sex. Where does that tie in at?
I don't know. Never tried it. Never will.
Exactly.
I mean, I've been around girls coming up doing it, and oh, try it, Kevin. Nah, I'm good. Y'all have fun.
Exactly. I mean, but at the end of the day, okay. You know what? Truth be told, my mother did drugs when I was growing up. You know, she had did drugs for a very long time. One thing she would always tell you was, I was never a crackhead. I was a rock star. She had 2 degrees and a really good job. She was a corporate crackhead. That's what we called her. As years went on, things started to slow down for my mother, where she started to fall off because she got so heavy into doing crack. You get what I'm saying? She got, I mean, she was making good money. So that right there just fed her hunger for drugs more, because you know you got positive money coming in. You get what I'm saying? I watched how that money and that demon, that drug demon, took over my mom's life, to the point where I had watched my mom lose a house. You get what I'm saying? Lost her kids in the system. You get what I'm saying? So big shout out to my adopted mother. You know, she's always been a great woman to me. She's a very close friend of the family, so it wasn't like I was just pushed out into the street and said, here. You know, it was a very close friend of the family in church or whatever, and she took on, you know, she took on the responsibility of her mom, kids, and siblings. And I think that's another reason why I don't want to do drugs. Now, I'm not going to say I don't do drugs. I smoke a lot of fucking weed. I smoke, oh, Kevin, you already know, I smoke weed like it's no tomorrow. And if I don't have it, then there's an issue. You get what I'm saying? But I've been slowly subsiding and slowing down on the drug thing. But when it comes down to like this chemical drug, I've never had a desire to, well, let me take that back. I had a desire at one point. I sniffed cocaine. And I sniffed cocaine solely because it was free for me. I had a really good friend back in Texas, white boy, California, and he and I had basically the same background. His mom did drugs and so forth, so on. He got put into the system and so forth, so on. But he decided to sell cocaine instead of doing it. I, on the other hand, wanted to try it out. You know, if this is what's going to make me popular in this community or even looked at in a certain type of way, let's see what happens. I had sniffed this coke, Kevin, for about a year straight. No one told me the dynamics of it. No one told me how to clean my nose out. No one told me how to flush this shit out my system. All I was doing was just putting coke on top of coke on top of coke on top of coke on top of fucking coke. And then one lethal morning, I wake up in the morning to go to work, and my whole pillow was bloody, Kevin. Just bloody. And I'm thinking, what the fuck done happened? So as I get up, my face is stuck to the pillow sheet. So if you can just imagine your face being stuck with dry blood to a pillow sheet, and it's almost like as you're pulling it off, it's like you're pulling off a scab, off of a fresh wound or something. So I go into the bathroom, Kevin, and I'm starting to clean my face up, and my nose is tickling. My left side is tickling. And I get to digging and pulling. But whatever I was pulling kept falling back up in there. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? Ding, ding, ding. Get a paper towel. It's dry. You know, it's dry. I dig in my nose, Kevin. And almost like a magic trick, I am pulling and pulling and pulling like this string out of my nose. Pulling. Kevin, the string was so long. It was, oh my God. At the end of this string, or this vessel that I had in my nose, I didn't even know that I was pulling out my sinus cavity. Okay? At the end of my sinus cavity had a big, white, bloody ball. And the first thing I said was, that's cocaine. You know, cocaine users, they have a habit of putting shit on their gums. I wanted to make sure that's what I was doing. Is that cocaine? So as I touched it, and then like, it was coke. I had burned out my whole sinus cavity. So now I could smell from here to fucking Kenya. You get what I'm saying? I could smell a snake a mile away. And again, like, you have to go through certain things to realize that you don't need to be there. You get what I'm saying? And by me losing my sense of smell, one of my strongest senses, has been the worst thing ever. You know, I talk like I'm always congested. I can catch a cold easily. Like, if I catch a cold, it's hard to get rid of it because of this open space in my nose. You get what I'm saying? It's horrible. But as far as the meth is concerned, that's the reason why, after that cocaine spell, that I vowed to never do any other drug. You know, and not only did it mess up my sinus cavity, but I watched my mother go through a lot of shit behind crack. You get what I'm saying? There was a time, you know, the IHOP down here on, what is it, Livingston?
Yes.
That used to be a shelter back in the early 80s, 90s. It was a big shelter for men and women. And if you knew how painful it was to... Now, my adopted mom didn't want me to deal with my mother at the time because she knew that she was still doing her thing. But, you know, you can't take a child's love from their mother. And, Kevin, I would literally cut school to go down to this shelter, downtown, right by Skimmerhorn, to go see my mother. I mean, and just to see the things that she went through and the stuff that she had to overcome was amazing. You know, she's now, you know, big shout out to my mom's Janice, you know, she's now 22 years clean.
Great.
You know, she don't drink. She still smokes them cigarettes, but, you know, that's just a habit. I guess that comes with recovery. You get what I'm saying? And she's been a sponsor to a lot of people that's in recovery. And she's been a really big help to a lot of people that's done drugs and so forth, so on. I would like to follow in my mother's footsteps when I say I wouldn't say sponsor, but I would love to sit back and just talk to people about the dynamics of drugs and how it can actually change your life. But you have to have that willpower and that motivation, you get what I'm saying, to actually become human again.
Yeah.
You have to want to become somebody or think that you are somebody. A lot of people that I know now don't feel like they're anybody because of the dynamics of the gay community. You get what I'm saying? There's so many stipulations on who you have to be, you know, in order to be a part of this community, in order to be considered fab. You know, a lot of people go to the gyms just so they can walk body, just to get chopped a couple of times. And you'll do this continuously until you get your first trophy. I just don't think that I want to put myself in a position where I'm judged by anybody who really don't have anything to go on. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
They always say, oh, you be judged by God. You know, if you're going to judge me, I'll let Judge Judy judge me. She'll break shit down within 30 minutes of a show. You get what I'm saying? So again, you know, young America, young African Americans, you know, let the meth go. You know, one, your gums are going to go bad, your teeth are going to fall the fuck out, you get what I'm saying? And you're only going to be used for one thing, sex and drugs. Right. You know what I mean? There's nothing that comes from it. And it's sad because I see so many fine dudes. I mean, body, skin on point, all this. And the first thing they ask me is, do you party? You know, and at first I started saying, you know, yeah, I like to party. Yeah, let's go out. Let's go. No, bitch, do you party? So I had to actually get put on to what party meant. So I just realized what party and play was almost a couple months ago.
And that was one of my topics that I said I wanted to do on one of my next shows. And I'm glad you're here because I really wanted to know what the hell It's party and play.
Party and play. Well, again, we all like social media. I'm connected here. I'm connected sometimes on Adam. Sometimes I have to delete that account because it gets so. Oh my God, it gets ridiculous.
I had to
But
delete that.
people on Adam and it's BGC and Grinder and Jacked and all that crazy crap. And I made the mistake one day on putting up on my profile blowing clouds. Now back in the day, blowing clouds was sitting there blowing weed, smoking weed, like throwing weed up in the air. And I had so many people send me inbox messages about blowing clouds with them. So the dude said, "Well, where do you get yours from?" I said, "Well, it's the weed man around the corner. He got sour, he got kush, he got regular." Well, that's not what I'm talking about. So what are you talking about? And they was like, "Yeah, we want crystal meth." Well, but that's kind of outside of my character. You get what I'm saying? I don't know where to get that from. But realizing with crystal meth and the use of it, party and play basically means you get your crystal meth, you get your supplies that goes with it, and it's an all free for all fuck fest. You get what I'm saying? You sit back, smoke meth, and you have sex. And you have sex all night. And I've known people that do this and don't get any sleep, which is sad. I'm 38, Kevin, and I get a lot of people telling me, "Oh, dude, you look like you're in your 20s." And I can say that's like the grace of God. Outside of having okay genes, I'm not gonna say I have really good genes, because black do crack with certain folks. I just have good genes in so many ways. You get what I'm saying? I think the key to looking young, Kevin, is to live right, drink a lot of water. You get what I'm saying? And mind your fucking business. If you don't mind your business, you have to deal with stress. What does stress come with? A lot of issues. I was told back today from one of my old gay friends, his name is Anthony. You might know him as Luscious, my uncle. Turk Luscious, and that's my uncle. It's just a lot going on with him, and he said a couple of things to me growing up that made a whole lot of sense. You know what I mean? And one thing that always stuck with me is, you're fab, you just don't know it. You get what I'm saying? And you don't have to prove it. I've always kept that slogan. You get what I'm saying? With the stress level with doing drugs and being fab, when I say mind your business, like I'm the type of person, Kevin, where if you call me right now and say, "Oh, Tyree, let me tell you about this nigga," the first thing I'm gonna tell you is, Kevin, I don't want to hear about it, because for one, 9 times out of 10, I don't know that nigga. You get what I'm saying? 10 times out of 10, if that nigga knew that you was telling me his business, it'll be problems on me and you. And the worst thing that anybody wants to do is to come out of your safe haven, which is your home, and to keep looking over your shoulder 24/7, because you don't put yourself in a bunch of bullshit mess with a bunch of gays. And these gays don't come wrapped too tight no more.
No,
These gays come with acid in bottles, with razors, and I don't. You know what made me leave New York? I had said, Kevin, if I ever get cut by a razor, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And it happened. And that's what made me leave New York, because I felt like I don't deserve this type of treatment. I don't deserve to be around people who don't care about my life and my well-being. If you can cut me, what else could you do to me? You know what I'm saying? On some petty stuff. Growing up, I had a fight with this dude. He's now Ebony. No, every name is disclosed to avoid issues. You get what I'm saying? But we got into an altercation, which I really didn't even know why. I was walking down the street, Kevin, and it was his initiation. So these Ebony kids, or the ones that was like badass at the time, and back then, it was K-Born. Remember K-Born Ebony? He moved to Florida. He was someone that always, had my back. Tyree, I know you don't do this type of stuff, and I ain't gonna let nobody fuck with you. Not that I was worried, but it was always good to know that you can keep them monkeys off my back, like them evil fuckers off my back for no reason. I'm walking down the block, and this young dude just walked up to me and said, "Bitch, you wanna fight? Bitch, you got a problem?" And I was like, okay, what the hell is going on? You get what I'm saying? Come to find out, dude fought me, cut me with the razor, and at the end of the day, when I found out why, because it was initiation to be an Ebony. You get what I'm saying? And the House of Ebony is supposed to be known as this powerhouse, and we kick people asses and we shut ballrooms down. That's not the type of life that we should want to live. If you want to make a name for yourself, you know what I'm talking about? Do something positive with yourself.
Exactly.
Positive. And I'm not saying that what you're doing in the ballroom scene is not positive, you get what I'm saying? Or that it couldn't be positive, but there's more outside the ballroom scene. So for people to go out there and be cutting folks up just for a status, just to say I'm an ebony, is ridiculous.
I don't really care about the status thing. Like, I'm gonna be um, Peaches icon till the day I die. You
Now
know what I'm
that's
saying?
who I know is peaches. Peaches. That's the peachy I know.
So, I mean, I don't care about status. I mean, the girls know who I am. I've been around. I don't make a difference to me.
Right. And see, most I'm a project kid. You know, I was raised in the projects. You know,
So,
and what I did in the projects, I wouldn't dare take out into the streets.
no,
You get what I'm saying?
never.
Um, but a lot of people feel like, oh, I'm from the projects. You know, I whoop your ass and I do all this. It's not about that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I would like to see more talent come out of ballroom issues. You get what I'm saying? I would like to see all these guys that can go out here and steal. Actually, if you're gonna steal something, open up a boutique.
Mm-hmm.
Open up a boutique, you know what I'm talking about? And not saying that you should steal clothes to put in your boutique, but there's a talent. I mean, find people that sew, design things, go get a grant, go get a loan, open up a small shop. You get what I'm saying? But it's a lot of things they don't want to do because of the dynamics of your status. You get what I'm saying? I gave up on trying to be fab. I gave up on trying to be a part of anybody's group. Kevin, for so many years, you know, you would see Tyree, and Tyree was always by himself.
Myself all the time.
I stayed
Him
by
and his
myself.
dog.
You know, it's me and my weed. You get what I'm saying? That's my lover, my best friend, my confidant, my mentor is my weed. It may sound childish at 38, but it is. It's the only thing that I can do that keeps me at bay. It's the only thing that I do when I'm stressed out, calms me the hell down. So when they talk about bringing medical marijuana into New York City, I will be the first to see if I can get some type of paperwork to get this medical marijuana. You get what I'm saying? Because I don't want to go to jail, you know. But you know something? I want to talk about this too, Kevin.
Before we get into that, we're
Tell
gonna
me.
take a little break. Right. All right. So I didn't mean to cut you off the last time, but let's finish up. What do you want to talk about next?
Oh my God, we're gonna talk about nags. Let's talk about my slight homophobia.
Wow. Yeah. About that. Yeah.
My slight homophobia. You know, I am gay, by all means. You know what I mean?
Before you go on, why do you label yourself? I mean, yeah, I know I'm gay, and I do that sometimes, and I realize like, why are we labeling ourselves?
I don't know. I just think it's something that we grew up doing. A part of accepting who you were. Yeah, I'm gay. So what? You know what I mean? I don't I don't like to walk around and advertise my gayness, which I won't do. And that's another thing I want to talk about as far as the homophobia is concerned. You know, again, to each his own. I mean, I don't knock anybody for doing what they do, but I do have my opinion on what some of the things the kids do. It makes it very hard for the heterosexual community to accept the homosexual community because of all the dirty, sneaky, underhanded things that the gays may do. You know, we were talking earlier, and I had told you how my mom had 4 kids, and 3 of us are gay. My brother's the only straight one. And it took my brother years and years and years and years, Kevin, just to speak to me.
Wow.
You know, because, I mean, you only have one brother, and it's your little brother, and he's gay. That doesn't help him out mentally at all. You get what I'm saying? So, but you have to accept it. You get what I'm saying? But in a nutshell, it took him a long time to speak to me. And how I had to get that into play was not be the typical gay that you think gays are about. When my mom knew that I was gay and that I told her really that I was gay, you know, her first reaction was, "Oh, honey, child, Miss Thing." And I had to stop on her fucking tracks. Janice, we don't speak this way. Well, I don't speak this way. I don't speak this way to you. So just because you heard it from the gay guy down the block on the other side of the projects talking about honey, child, Miss Thing, and girl, 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 don't feel like you have to do that to accept me. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want my mother to talk to me like some sissy. You get what I'm saying? Accept me for who I am and just move on with it. You get what I'm saying? But I realized the only way that she would be comfortable at that time was to snap her fingers, say honey child, ooh girl, let me tell you. I had to realize, I had to take a step back, Kevin, and allow her to do this to get over her ignorance about who I am. You get what I'm saying?
Correct.
When I speak on homophobia, I've done a lot of things I've had a lot of discussions with straight guys. You get what I'm saying? to see where their head is at on homosexuals and what they don't like. And everything that they didn't like was everything I didn't do.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Um, for example, it was one time I was in a city with a friend of mine from Jersey, and he drove this. At the time, he had a big black Cadillac Escalade, and Will was about maybe 6'6", like 280, but he was a thick, big, black bald head man. You hear me? Gay is all outdoors, but you'll only see his gay inside. You get what I'm saying? When we outside, he turns his gay off, and we had just found a parking spot on West 4th Street.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, at West 4th Street, it's almost like the mixture of all the madness.
Yeah.
You got your straights, your gays, and your
Uh-huh.
weirdos. You get what I'm saying? And as we parked the truck, you know, of course, I don't like to go outside looking like I'm a part of that community. To avoid the name calling, the potential fights, the potential premeditated murder that can happen. You get what I'm saying? So I try to dress accordingly, you know, so I don't have to be labeled out as a gay. Now, I'm not saying I'm ashamed of being gay. If a nigga asks me, yo, Ty, you fuck with dudes, yeah, what happened? So what? I'm not fucking with you. You get what I'm saying? That's just my theory of it. But the thing that bothers me about some of the gays are that, you know, just because the government says it's okay to be gay, Kevin, don't mean you have to really have it, a stamp of approval on your head. You get what I'm saying? You don't need a stamp of approval.
Yeah.
So back to this truck story. We get out the truck, and there's like 4 or 5 young sissies. I mean, and they were just loud, rambunctious.
Ratchetness.
Here I am, accept me, ma, here I go, all that type of stupid stuff. The first thing came out the child's mouth when we were getting out the truck was, yo, daddy, what's good? Let me suck your dick. On some real homo shit. Now, I ain't never like loose kids like that. I ain't never like sissies like that. You get what I'm saying?
That way.
The thing that bothered me, and I had to catch myself
Mm-hmm.
because I spazzed on them.
Mm-hmm.
I said, this is why y'all get punched in y'all fucking mouths. This is why niggas sit back and choke y'all half-ass to death. Because y'all do things to irritate them.
Yeah.
You know, I've always been told that you can be seen and not heard.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you some old flame bot, you don't have to be heard. They see you coming.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, and again, I've been around a lot of people who felt like, you know, being gay and ultimately gay was just the way to be. But you have to realize, though, it's not accepted.
Mm-hmm.
It's not accepted, period. You know, just the other night, Saturday night, like I said, there was a guy that came out the club on some androgynistic shit.
Mm-hmm.
Leotards and thigh-high boots. Sun visors and long fucking ponytail. I mean, like, the bitch had like a 24-inch ponytail.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me? And was in this club just gyrating and drunk. But the bitch was nailed, you hear me? Drunk as hell. I'm outside smoking a cigarette, Kevin, and 10 minutes later, you got cops flying all over the place. You got cops running down the one-way street. And as I went to go be nosy like I am, because, you know, we all nosy, you know. So I hit it to the corner, saw where the crowd was running to, and I'm like, what the fuck? And besides, I wasn't done with my fucking cigarette. So let me go see what's going on while the cigarette is still lit. And here's this child laid out on the floor, stabbed up. You get what I'm saying? And to me, it was sad. You know, I have an uncle that's androgynistic. You know, my Uncle Turk. You know, he's never with a drag queen. He just like wearing women clothes and thigh-high boots. You get what I'm saying? But he knows how to, what I respect about him is, he'll put the clothes on at the function. You know what I'm talking about? When a function's over, he's gonna come out those thigh-high boots, put on his jeans. Now, you can't fix the fact that you look real gay in the face. You get what I'm saying? But the fact that you're taking off less distress by getting on mass transit in thigh-high boots and pum-pum shorts. It's almost like you're looking for someone to say something to you. You get what I'm saying?
I did that one time. And
I would
tell
never.
you,
I would never.
I got so bashed on the train, and when I ran into people like 14th Street back in the days when I was like, okay, I'm gonna go out here, make coin.
Right.
People that I grew up with my cousin.
Mm.
She was like, "Oh, I saw your cousin on 14th Street trying to make a coin," and I'm looking at her like, "You really gonna tell her this?"
Right.
And ran my ass off 14th Street, and I ain't never been back on 14th Street ever in drag. If I get in drag, I'm at a bowl or doing a little show. Just
That's
have
what
fun.
you know what's so weird? I find it hard to believe that you got in drag. That is throwing me, because the peaches that I knew came from off of Gates Avenue.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? You was off in the sty just doing you. And when I saw you on Facebook and it said Peaches Icon, I tried to figure out what exactly did you do to get this name Icon behind Peaches. You know what I'm talking about? So you tell me that you did drag just completely throws me right now. But again, I mean, we do things. It's fun. It's something to do. I'm just glad that you didn't, yeah, you're Kevin. I'm glad that you stayed Kevin. You know what I'm talking about? And Peaches is an alter ego
Yes.
to that lifestyle. I get it. My alter ego is Triggered. Everybody calls me Triggered
Yes.
because I have like this really homophobic bad attitude. Like Tyree is cool, but if Trigger get to talking and going crazy, it's just a force to reckon with. Just leave me the fuck alone. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, it's sad. To me, I just really want the younger community to realize that you don't have to do too much. You know, people are getting murdered off a grinder, off a jacked, because they being fast in the ass on crystal meth. And what they don't realize is it's straight boys out there that will play the part online, catfish you. You get what I'm saying?
Catfish.
Story, Kevin, check this out. I'm on Jacked, right? It's 2 days ago. Matter of fact, I'm lying. Yesterday, I'm on Jacked, home after work, bored, nothing to do, rolling blunts and just seeing what's running around on the internet. This guy hits me up, and when I looked at his profile, it said he was 780 something miles away. So he's like, yo, what's good with you? I was like, well, that's a stupid question being that you're so far away. You get what I'm saying? He says to me, nah, I'm actually in Brooklyn. So I'm going back and forth between your profile and what you're telling me, on this little inbox thing. And he says, well, I'm at my shop. So I'm thinking, but your profile says 700 and some miles away. I'm not saying that it couldn't be updated, but the fact that he wanted me to come hang out with him at this so-called furniture store, right? Catch where the furniture store was at. On Franklin and Fulton.
Yeah,
okay?
Everybody knows about that one.
It's a lot of madness going on over there. You get what I'm saying? So he says to me, I guess he thought it was going to turn me on. You know what I'm talking about? Yo, you giving up some pussy? First of all, you're not going to talk to Trigger like that. Because I don't even like when a gay asks me, do I suck dick? That bothers the fuck out of me, Kevin. Because I'll tell a nigga in a minute, hoes suck dick. Yeah. I'm a classy bitch. I give head.
Right.
I give a little bit of head. You get what I'm saying? Not for nothing, Kevin. Only hoes suck dick. You get what I'm saying? If you're walking down the block and a nigga honk a horn, only a hoe will turn around.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? I'm going to keep it pushing. Long story short, to me, it just seemed so sneaky. And something in my heart just told me that you was not going to make me a fucking statistic. You get what I'm saying? Statistic. So as we're going back and forth, you get what I'm saying? Now I'm noticing how he's getting madder now. So I'm like, why are you mad? Oh, son, you pussy, you scared. You don't want to come over here and chill. Like, my wife. I said, so listen, I live alone. Why don't you come by me and smoke weed and we can discover or discuss what we're going to do and the dynamics of what we're going to do in this association of ours. You get what I'm saying? Oh, nah, I can't leave the hood. So I said, what time does your shop close? Because if anything, if the shop is open, Kevin, why would I want to go into an open shop where you have customers running back and forth and who else is in there to watch the storefront?
Right.
He told me nobody. Okay? But you told me the store closed at 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. Long story short, it just don't seem right. And see, a bitch on meth ain't going to understand this. A bitch is going to get high, look at this piece of dick that he done put up here, and mind you, the dick was serious. Kevin, it was Amistad meets Mustafa, you hear me?
Whoa.
And run. And when I tell you, I'm not going to lie, I was open. I was open, like, oh shit, let me go check this nigga. But at the end of the day, my homo instincts, you know what I'm talking about? Like how the girls say, my female intuitions kicked in, you know what I mean? And I realized, this is the murder situation. This is like a statistic situation. Like, you're going to get me over here in the middle of fucking Bed-Stuy, Franklin, and Fulton. You get me? And mind you, somebody just got stabbed over there Saturday. So why would I want to come to your furniture shop over here? But the thing was, he got so irritated, Kevin, so mad, cursed me out, said all type of mean things. Oh, you pussy, you punk, you scared, and all this stuff. And that just let me know, especially the pictures of your face that I asked you to send me, you get what I'm saying? Was you like 5 blocks down and somebody had a cheap Zoom camera? You get what I'm saying? You couldn't really see her face, or you couldn't distinguish who that person was. So that's another thing. You get what I'm saying?
I hate those type of pictures.
At the end of the day, I just really want the meth heads, and I'm gonna call all you girls meth heads and borderline fucking crackheads. You get what I'm saying? That's not just shit. If you want to make a statement on drugs, the only drugs that black folks ever did was crack and heroin. And you cannot find heroin that much no more unless you go out to motherfucking Bay Ridge and fuck with them white folks. You get what I'm saying? Now, if you want to make a statement, bitch, smoke crack. That's going to fuck your life up. Apparently, this crystal meth is doing a lot to these people. You get what I'm saying? A lot. I mean, they're not realizing your gums are going to turn black, your teeth are going to fall out, and bitch, every time you go shit, bitch, you going to shit water. That's a gagger. Where am I at? 'Cause this is messy to me. Because I'm really being...
I want to keep for a minute because...
I want to keep too.
I could tell you back in the days, you know, I'm not going to name the names, but, you know, I was a bunch of girls I used to be with, and it was about 10 of us. Me, whom the 10, the only one, no, sorry, 2 of us are the only 2 that has not gotten drags. I mean, not drags, transitioned to be femme queen.
Okay.
And, you know, me and my sister, like, she does drags like I do. But the other girls, up. But then I heard a girl that transitioned but didn't get nothing done. Like, she was like, oh, she was in drags every day. People thinking she's up, like, fully transitioned. Come to find out, she's 31 years old. Miss Thing is moaning now. And I'm like, what? For real?
At 31.
31 years old.
See, now, back in the day, when I was looking at the drag queens do their thing, the drag queens started off, well, the trannies or the up-and-coming trannies started off when they were like 13, 14.
Yes.
Like when they had no hair on their face, when they still had a baby face, and when the time they started moaning, it was so easy for you to look like cunt. This the one now that I know that's damn near past 40, taking hormone shots. Bigger as hell, look a fucking mess, and I just don't get it. Like, why now? Like, why? And sometimes I just think it's something missing in their life to where they feel like they have to do this to feel complete. And the question is, what are you missing?
Exactly. What are you missing?
What are you missing? I can keep. You know, like the other day, you know, I have fag attacks. Okay? So, again, I never believed in the gay mother, gay father thing. I believed in having really good friends that cared about me.
Why?
And I
Why you don't believe that?
Because I just don't feel like, well, when it comes to this gay mother, gay father thing, I don't think that these people can actually take on the responsibility of parenting roles. When I was growing up and I was looking into the ballroom scene and studying the ballroom scene, like for instance, Pepper LaBeija, like all them old school cats, you get what I'm saying? When Paris is Burning was out, you get what I'm saying? What I thought a gay mother and gay father should have been was exactly what they were predicting, which means you can come to me for anything. I'm going to help you progress in life. I'm going to help you get through school. I'm going to help you get a job. You know, if your family kick you out, I can give you somewhere to stay, but you have to abide by these rules, but they have to be positive things. You get what I'm saying? I can deal with that. Now people are just saying gay mother, gay father because you have iconic status and because you're a fab, oh, that's my gay mother. But at the end of the day, what is your gay mother doing for you? Other than sending you to a ball. And not only is she sending you to a ball, but she's sending you to a ball and you have to craft your own shit. She's just going to tell you where to go get it. You get what I'm saying?
See, everybody's different. I mean, James is not my gay father. He's my grandfather, but he's still my house father. Shout out to Weezy Icon, who's my gay father, and Diamond, who's my gay mother. And those 3 people have been there supportively. So if I needed something and I didn't have it, they were there. When I was had a little altercation last year with my grandmother, and she put me out or whatever the case may be, Weezy, like, you can sleep on my couch. Eat food did eat, and I respect that. You get what I'm saying? Now I'm on my feet doing my thing. So when I get my place, I'm like, yo, Weezy, my door's always open. And I mean, I like that. And I mean, I have my own personal gay family. You understand? I'm a gay mother. You understand? So my kids always call me, you know, and if they need something and I have it right then and there, I'm gonna give it to them.
And you know, if I had to say that I had a gay father coming up, it would be Larry Prelo, which is the original father of the House of Ebony,
Mm-hmm.
and he has been a part of my life since I was really really young. Actually, my first lover was his best friend,
Mm-hmm.
which was Fernando. They called him Panama back then, and he was the big old shoplifter and all this stuff. And I was new to the scene. You get what I'm saying? Um, but I never looked at Brooklyn as being my gay father. But as I grew up years and years, I was like, that would have been my gay father, because again, he moved to Texas when I was down there, and whatever I needed, he helped out. You know, I drove his car. He gave me money. He helped me get through school. And it was like, oh, wow, this is really cool. This is something that I was yearning back in New York,
Mm-hmm.
with somebody to guide me. Not guide me, then have me, or have me to guide me. You get what I'm saying? And that's what you get a lot of in the community. You got to suck a couple of dicks, suck the house father dick, and play high ass in order for you to be a house of whatever, whatever. I'm just.
I mean, I seen that because a couple of houses had hit me up back in the days when I was doing drags, and they was like, "Oh, I think you can be good walking drag realness." I'm like, "Okay, not a problem." Then when it was like, "Well, you have to let the father do you," I was like, "Nah, I'm good.
I don't get
I'm
it.
good." And I stayed around the icons so much. A lot of them like remember me, and then it's like got so big, and it's like I can't do that. That's something I would never do. And even when I'm in, like, they have the Kiki scene, have my own house, you know, I was founding mother of the house. And some people said that, oh, Peaches only invited the girls to our house to sleep with them. And I look at them like, if y'all already didn't know, I live with my grandmother. So if the girls did come to my house to sleep on my floor, sleep on my couch, nothing happened in my house because my grandmother always walked that floor.
Okay, she always walked the beat.
Old school. She don't play that.
Put that on the beat.
So,
You know, but I wouldn't have mind back in the day having a gay mother or gay father. It was just trying to. It was kind of hard trying to figure out who was good for me in my life, who was actually in my life that actually cared about what Tyree was doing. I had no guidance. You get what I'm saying? And here recently, you know, I got someone asking me to be their gay father, and I'm thinking, okay, this is funny, because I'm still calling him my brother. You know, I introduce
mm-hmm.
everybody as my brother, my brother, my brother. I find it kind of weird for me to say I'm somebody's gay father,
Mm-hmm.
but when I sit back and listen to why he wants to do it this way, because I give him a lot of good advice.
Mm-hmm.
I try to tell him the pros and cons of what you're going to do, and especially when you have somebody who wants to be somebody,
Mm-hmm.
but because of society and all the negative stuff that's around their life, they're stuck in that one path.
Right.
But all you need is that one person to believe in you. Now I get why he wants me to be his gay father, you know. And I'm still trying to grasp the facts of me saying, "Oh, I have a gay son."
Mm-hmm.
I still won't post it on Facebook because I don't feel like, you know, I don't know if I can take on that task.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I don't know if I can take on that task of being somebody's gay father. But what I can do is give you all the support that I know that I didn't get.
Correct.
You know, so it's been many a days when he's been around me, and you know, I'm cooking dinner every Sunday, so he comes over. He lives next building over.
Mm-hmm.
You know, crying on his, you know, he's crying on my shoulder. You know, his brother passed away. This happened, that happened. The family this, the family that. You know, Jamaicans are really mean and tough.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
he comes from a very strict Jamaican background. You get what I'm saying? And he just needs somebody to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have nobody to talk to growing up. I'm just out there. I'm out there, and I'm looking for a come up, a good come up. You get what I'm saying? Ooh, let's be honest about some stuff, Kevin. Which is a good one here. You know, no, but honestly, you know, I had to live my life through the gift of gab,
Mm-hmm.
because growing up with my family, it wasn't accepted. They didn't
Yeah.
like it. In order for me to survive, I had to have the gift of gab. You know, I didn't graduate high school. I got a GED. You get what I'm saying? Why? Because I felt like, because my family didn't accept me, and I was in the streets in the 10th grade, and Lord Jesus, that was back in 92. 92, I was 17 years old, and I got put at my mom's house. You get what I'm saying? Matter of fact, that was 91, my adopted mother's house, because, again, I was getting sucked into this gay world of having fun and going to the pier and listening to music, people driving their cars down there and voguing and having a good time, and nobody has a care in the fucking world. You get what I'm saying? Realizing nobody really cared about me. You get what I'm saying? It was just, Tyree, what you got going on? You got some weed, you got some smile, let's go vogue. Back then it was the neutral zone. They used to call it
remember
brats. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's where I kind of felt a sense of acceptance, where a place where a bunch of young guys can come into and act the fool up until 10 o'clock at night, because from 3 to 10, you're getting the fuck out, go home. You get what I'm saying? And I had no guidance. I was what my mother called a street urchin.
Mm.
You know, you're a street walker, a street urchin. And that kind of pissed me off because I wasn't an urchin. I wasn't one of those people who was out there just doing things to be doing it. I was doing things to be accepted on what I was feeling in life. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when coming into this gay scene, dude, and dealing with the pros and the cons and the shady ones and the non-shady ones and the ones that had your back, the ones that didn't have your back,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know who to weave out. I didn't know who was good from bad. You know, it came when I got into that fight over an ebony initiation. The ones that I thought would break up a fight was the ones that passed the child to raise it to cut me. You get what I'm saying? The same ones that I was sitting around being with and laughing and joking with and all that stupid stuff. They actually gave the motherfucker a knife to cut me. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
And again, so this whole gay father, gay mother thing is beneficial to some.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just the fact of who can you actually depend on?
Mm-hmm.
Who can you actually say cares about you and your well-beings? You get what I'm saying? I don't know anybody like that in my life, other than my biological mother now. You get what I'm saying? And my adopted mom are the only ones that I can really say cared about my well and my well-being, my wellness. You get what I'm saying? And there's a lot. I mean, I've run around a whole bunch of gay folks,
Mm-hmm.
but what came out of it, Kevin? Nothing. Nothing came out of it. Dry pockets, sore assholes. You get what I'm saying? Swollen dicks because you done caught a motherfucking infection by accident. I mean, it's just a lot. I had to go through a lot to get where I'm at today. And again, had I had somebody back then to tell me, Tavi, don't do this, because that would put you there, I don't think I would be where I'm at now. I think I can always do better. I can say that. I can always do better. But I can also say that God has blessed me a lot to where I'm at today. When I spoke about the gift of gab, I only sat around people that knew shit.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I only sat around educated men.
Me too.
I sat around men that were like blue-collar, white-collared men. I would sit in the room and listen to these men use these big words. And I was like SpongeBob. I would soak up everything. Because I knew that the life that I lived prior to me getting here was not the best. I couldn't spell 12 other words at one point. You get what I'm saying? I couldn't tell you scriptures and passages in the Bible. I couldn't do none of that. All I knew is that I was a handsome young man and that most men liked me. What can I do to get up in this world? Half of the time you had to take off your clothes. You get what I'm saying? You had to be seen naked. For them to say, well, you know what? Oh, Shorty got it good. I like Shorty. Let me go on and take care of Shorty. You get what I'm saying? It was a mess. And even when it came down to looking for work, you'd have to lie on a resume. And what did I lie about? All the shit that I heard from these men who knew shit. You get what I'm saying? I tell motherfucker now, you can put me in a room with a bunch of corporate motherfuckers and I can speak on any subject. Because I always said that I never wanted to be around a dumb motherfucker who couldn't teach me anything.
Right.
And I think that's another reason why I didn't want to have like a gay mother, gay father. Because they wasn't teaching you anything at the time. Other than just being carefree and gay. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, so while we wait for Tyree to come back from the bathroom, so I'm gonna do a little thing. Any artists out there, rapper, singer, whatever you are, and give you a little platform to come on my show, interview you, so the world can know who you are, and advertise your music for you, promote your music for you. So be ready. Just hit me up. Just talk show on Facebook, or just talk show at gmail.com, or you can hit me in my inbox, Cav Lawrence, and set up an interview for you to come on the show, and so the world can see who you are. I want to give a shout out to the God Divine, who is CEO of DJs and MCs. There would be no MC without the DJ, and that is facts. Okay? Word to hip hop, that is facts. There would not be no DJ, no MC without the DJ. Sorry, correction. So, I'll have the God Divine in the studio soon. So, he'll talk to you about teaching MCs, any promotional things that he's doing. His company is a fully functional management, consultant, content provider, promotion, and marketing company. So check them out, www.djandmc.com. And that is www.dj@mcs.com. So check him out. Um, he has a couple of products out here that he's promoting. Lagar Dog, um, Crush Blends. You know, that's a great product that I use. Yo Raps. What else he has out there? He advertises for Marijuana Hillbilly magazine. Shout out to them. What's else? What else? What else? What else? And we'll be doing a show together. He'll be hosting a show, and I'll be his, like a guest every now and then on his show. It's called Word to Hip Hop. So if you want to get into being a co-host, I'm looking for two beautiful women that knows hip hop and is about that life. Bring it here. Another thing that I support, Black Dollar Kings and Kings, ugh, Black Dollar Kings and Queens. So hashtag Black Dollars and Kings and Queens. If you're a black owned business, and you want to advertise your business, and this is the show that I will advertise your business, talk about your business a little bit, and people can come to you, whatever services you have. Black owned businesses, shout us out. Just Talk TV show on Facebook, or Kev Lawrence, my inbox, or you can email me, Just Talk talk show at gmail.com. So, all right, catch y'all another time, and Tyree be here in a minute.
At the end of the day, when you're done being carefree and gay and you're hungry, nobody's gonna buy you a slice of pizza.
Facts.
Facts. You get what I'm saying? I done spent my whole night out here with y'all, dancing and sweating and bruising myself up and having a good time, but now I'm hungry and I don't have any money. But you got $2.75. You got you a slice of pizza. But you my girlfriend now. But did you tell a pizza man, split that down the middle? Let my peoples have half. You get what I'm saying? I had to deal with that. There's been many nights, Kevin, I went home hungry. Home hungry than a motherfucker. And I said, I can't do this anymore. I got to do something. So that means if I have to lie to the white man or Uncle Tom to get a job, that's what I have to do. I'm still that way now in life. You get what I'm saying? I still don't have the right credentials to get that 80K a year or 110K a year. But because I have the mental stability to make you believe it, that will make me get my job. You get what I'm saying? I had to lie a lot to get a lot of employment that I had. And I'm not proud of it. You get what I'm saying? So what I would tell half of these people now, especially these young ones, you can play all day, but become something now. You get what I'm saying?
That's right.
You can become somebody. And it's not the end of the world. Like, I hate the fact to feel like I'm dumb. I feel like I'm dumb sometimes. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm worthless. But then when I sit back and think about it, I'm like, no, I'm really not. I'm not worthless. I am somebody. Through the grace of God, I had got a job doing private home care. You get what I'm saying? I've been taking care of an old man with no credentials. But I'm not going to tell them that. But you have to do it. You got to fake it till you make it. That's what they say. You get what I'm saying? Fake it till you make it. I'm not proud of all my decisions that I made in life. I'm not proud that I have to lie about who I am to get an honest paycheck. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I don't want to be in jail. I don't want to go to jail behind trying to hustle and feed myself. I mean, I even got 2 kids, Kevin. 2 fucking kids. Because trying to avoid the stereotype of my family and being gay and you're not going to give me any grandkids, Then you got your brother throwing pussy at you 24/7. Yo, Ty, I ain't going to fuck with this bitch. You go fuck with her. And I'm thinking, okay, what we going to do? I'm going to blow dry her hair. I'm going to perm my hair for her. My first girlfriend, I'm talking about, I went and bought this bitch a teddy bear and a ring, and this bitch told me you was gay. You're a faggot. I know you are, but she took my teddy bear and my ring. You get what I'm saying? And paid it. But again, nobody in this world will care about you more than you care about yourself.
That's right.
You get what I'm saying? No matter how many times y'all done made it to the ball and y'all done went out there and hustled up money so y'all can get to the ball together and y'all done got y'all cab money up so y'all can look fab leaving the ball. You only took a cab 2 blocks down just to get on the train. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, nobody really gives a fuck about you.
That's right.
And I don't care what nobody say, even the closest one we have closest now. when it boils down, this is why I don't want to have a gay mother and gay father. Because when I'm down on my luck, can I actually call you and say, hey, I need this? And I don't never ask somebody for shit, Kevin. If I called you, Kevin, and asked you for anything, know that I need it, not that I want it. You get what I'm saying? And that's the hard thing that I have to deal with now is not having the right credentials to go out there and put in applications for normal jobs like people would do. I'm not McDonald's. I'm not McDonald's material. I'm not McDonald's. I'm not a street walker. I'm not about to pump my ass on Craigslist and become a hustler. And it's so crazy because everybody wants to be an escort. Everybody want to sell dick and ass.
It's sad. I mean, I have friends who say, "Oh, go with your queen that way." Let me tell you something. I can go get me a 9 to 5 and got credentials to back it up. I just got an associate's degree.
Don't get me wrong. It has crossed my mind. It has crossed my mind many a time. I mean, I've even here recently, months ago, caught up with somebody who I know sold ass for a living. You get what I'm saying? What can I do to get some money where I don't have to really be intimidated by this? But I need to feed myself. I need to pay bills. Like, I'm not crafty. But what can I do that I can somewhat feel like I've respected myself a little bit? That ain't it. So me selling some ass and some dick, that ain't gonna happen. A bitch will be broke. I'm not gonna have no money. I will sit back and pray and pray and pray that it comes my way. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know, you gotta survive. Fake it till you make it. If I gotta keep faking it and having to gift the fucking gab to tell Uncle Tom, yeah, I got a master's in this. You know, I mean, for all the bitches I know, give me that degree off your wall and let's go Photoshop some shit.
Facts. I'm, yo.
Come on. You want to help me out? I tell my fuck, you want to help me out? Yo, photocopy that shit right there, photobomb that, and put my name down there. You get what I'm saying? And help me become somebody. Help me get a job. You get what I'm saying? I just got my GED, Kevin. I'm 38. I got my GED when I was 33. 30 fucking 3. And the only reason why I did that was so I didn't feel stupid. You know what I'm talking about? My other brothers just got GEDs. Tyree, you're the only one without a GED. But mind you, I'm the smartest out of all the motherfuckers. Got more book smarts with no GED. You get what I'm saying? All of that. But again, I had nobody to direct me, nobody to help me, nobody to say, Tyree, you know what, you can actually write a paragraph correctly. You can actually do that math problem. You get what I'm saying? When I got into that GED class at Monroe College in the Bronx, oh my God, I felt so dumb, Kevin. I felt dumb. I felt like I'm gonna need like a go-go gadget earpiece in my ear with you over here telling me the answers. You get what I'm saying? And I had to realize in order for me to make it in this world, you have to really, really stay focused. My excuse was I smoked too much weed, you get what I'm saying? And that all my brain cells are basically dead. I'm not going to remember shit like this. But as you realize, as you look at certain things, it's easy. It's not that hard. Now taking a GED, I'm glad I took my GED back then opposed to doing it now. Because shit is harder now.
Much harder.
So I would like to tell the community, if you are in fucking school, stay in school.
That's right.
Get your diploma. You don't have to go to college, but that diploma itself speaks volumes in your life. You don't have to have a master's degree in nothing, but that high school diploma will help you achieve that master's at some point. To me, again, I just want to see more of my community, especially the young African Americans, take more responsibility into being the right person. You get what I'm saying? And who's to say what the right person is to you? Only you know what's right for you. You know damn well what's wrong. You get what I'm saying? Again, if you don't have anybody to back you up, to believe in you, then you'll just be another statistic in the gay community. You know what I'm talking about? And remember that child, Mystery? Greg?
Yeah.
We grew up together. And Greg was one intelligent motherfucker. That boy was smart. When I moved to Texas, you know, I was looking at all these, because that's the only way I can keep myself connected with New York, was watching YouTube videos of ballroom people. And the people that I really respected back in the day, let me tell you, was Sanaya. You get what I'm saying? It was, well, I would probably get cursed out for saying it. Well, Boo Boo. I knew her as Boo Boo. You get what I'm saying? And
Shout out to my grandmother, Ashley
yo,
Icon,
I knew her as
legendary
Boo Boo,
pioneer.
and and it was Sanaya, it was Boo Boo, it was Alyssa, it was Vanessa. You get what I'm saying? It was people that were soft, cunt, and
Yeah.
lovely.
Hmm.
And the older generation outside of them was Arjane, Octavia.
Yeah.
To me, that was like jaw dropping beauty.
Yes.
I look at Sanaya now, not for nothing, on Facebook, and be like, baby, she was kissed by the seven gods. Now, some people may not agree with me because they just don't see her.
Hmm.
But how could you not see her? She's an icon.
That's
She's
right.
lovely. She's a woman. You get what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
I looked at Alyssa on Facebook, kind of chunky now. She's
Still
chunky,
looks good.
but she still looks good.
That's right.
And I know her from that very, very same bright cherry red lipstick. The Vogan shit is out of control, to me, Kevin. You know,
They took it to a whole new
a
level.
whole new level.
And I mean, when I started coming out, oh way, I learned it. Never really got out there and did it.
Hmm.
But when they started with the new style of voguing, I was like, wow.
You know, literally, I would literally be sitting in the house, Kevin, looking at YouTube and watching this new generation
Mm-hmm.
jump off the tables, break their backs, back flips. What was this other girl's name? Naomi. I just started Naomi. Now, mind you,
Naomi Prodigy.
I was so amazed at watching the growth with this
Mhm.
chick. You get what I'm
Yes.
saying? I was amazed because I was like, oh my gosh, she went from this to this. I love it. I love the fact that she's talented. I was in my house one day screaming at my friends in Texas,
Mm-hmm.
"Look at this bitch on TV!" So you think you can dance or one of those
America's
things?
Best Dance Crew. Yeah.
I thought that was the hottest thing ever
Yeah.
out the ballroom scene
Coney
to me.
Malacano was on there.
I thought that was the hottest thing ever, being unbothered. I mean, my thing was I knew they wasn't gonna win
Mm-hmm.
because
Taking voguing to the next level, that's all they did.
it's taking it to
and
the next
and
level.
I'm proud of that. You know.
And then from that to I whip my head back and forth,
Uh-huh.
like you just made yourself another Sanaya icon. What I don't like about the gay scene is when people say, "Oh, you're trying to be like this person,"
Mhm.
or "You're trying to be like that person." Everyone idolizes somebody. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And not for nothing, I always said that this Naomi chick
Mm-hmm.
had to idolize Sanaya.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sanaya was the epitome of tricks and turns and cuts and turns. But make no fucking mistakes, Boo Boo was hot on her ass all the time.
She always.
I watched them girls battle from the time I was 15 till I left New York when I was 19. And it was always something to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And what I liked about it was they were women.
Mm-hmm.
They vogued soft.
Yes.
It was Butch Queen, Vogue, Femme.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And they weren't Butch Queens back then. They were in transition. You get what I'm saying? But every time they hit the floor, it was graceful. Now, don't get me wrong, Sanaya went overboard half of the time, like jumping off of fucking balconies and shit. And I'm thinking,
That
bitch, you
wasn't her.
no, Sanaya jumped off a lot of things.
Um,
Who jumped
that
off?
wasn't Sanaya. That was.
Oh my God,
I
that-
think was that Deja. Deja Lepore, if I'm not mistaken, come off the balcony.
Nah,
and,
that was no. I remember
Third
Sanaya
Avenue.
jumping off of a balcony at the Mark Ballroom one time, and falling at least like 20, 30 feet onto the ballroom stage, and not breaking out one bone.
Mm.
And I remember
See
that
that one.
vaguely. But again, you know, voguing now is more of a to do thing for the girls. You know, it's like you have to vogue, and I even saw it on
You
the
keeping
on,
up with them now?
keeping up with the Joneses. So, like I don't get it. I don't. And don't get me wrong,
Mhm.
I like to vogue. I can vogue.
Yes.
I can vogue because I've watched them do it.
Uh-huh.
I've studied. I've mastered it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when I saw you at the Coney Island,
Yeah. Shout out to Coney Island dancers.
oh my goodness, were they dancers? But when I got to Coney Island, I was amazed at a couple of icons and old motherfuckers that I saw.
Yes.
I mean, I know you're past 50 by now. You get what I'm saying? And to me, I had to make that acknowledgement.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, you don't know me. I don't know you. I'm not Fab. They say you Fab. Listen, I've seen you since I was a kid. And I want to say that I've looked up to you. I thought it was hot. I thought it was great. Kudos to you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it made me feel good. It's like, wow, I'm actually sitting around some really, like, legendary people.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't want to be in that scene. I did say I was going to walk a walk before I died, though.
Well,
I don't know what my
the latest
time
ball
is.
is coming up, and I will be walking. I haven't walked in, oh my God, I can't even tell you how many years. This will be my first time walking runway. Big Boys Runway.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna tell you, all you big girls out there, I'm Legends. I'm probably gonna be a Legends player, so I'm coming. I'm coming hard,
Ooh.
and I'm ready.
So what's the difference between what's the legend statement and stars thing about?
Well,
I know what a legend is, but what's the statement and stars about?
well, a statement is somebody who gets out there and give them a moment like, oh, do you remember that when Devo did this, Devo did that? Shout out to
Hmm.
Devo, Revlon, ex Icon. People like that make a moment that people remember. And then when you become a star is somebody is constantly looking, they looking at you. Like Devo's a star right now for Revlon. When I was saying before about are you keeping up with the new generation of the children that's walking, like when it
I'm
comes
not.
to wow,
I'm
well,
not.
I'm gonna tell you, I have a list of people, and I'm the three main categories I really focus on is performance. The performance category was your Butch Queen Vogue fams, your twisters, and your female figure performances. So the hottest person right now, not saying because he's my brother, no, Devo Revlon,
Mm.
you have to check him out.
Okay.
He gives you Laomi as a boy, and he turns it. Okay, turns it.
But how old is he?
Devo has to be about. He's in his 20s. I'm not gonna say he's like 24 yet. He's up there.
You know, 'cause my bones done set and my bones done got settled. You get what I'm
Uh
saying?
huh.
And I always said if I was to walk a ball and they tell me Butch Queen Vogue fam, I'm going to bring it like I saw Sanaya and Ashley do it. So I'm not going to sit there and pop lock with you. I'm not going to jump up for tables. I just think that Vogue and Femme is just being seductive.
Mhm.
It's being soft. It's elegance. It's
Mhm.
elegance with a wig. You get what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
That's what but let me ask you this, Kevin. What could you see me walking if I walked the ball? With just,
Realness.
and I don't get that though.
I
I
see you
don't
walking realness, and I see you walking realness with a twister. I see that.
see, but I wouldn't do that twisted shit. See, because I
I
don't have
mean,
time to break
when
my
you
bones.
look at it, okay, when you let's break it down with a twister. It's not about the twisting. It's about you being feminine, but also being masculine that you are,
Okay.
because you have to Vogue. Also, when you walk that realness category, that's your little backup plan when you walk a twister.
Right.
So it's a combination. Give that realness while you're voguing. You can vogue like a femme queen. It's a lot of them. Shout out to Alex 007 ex icon, soft and con. He gives me a lady when he vogues, and he turns it. I hope to see him at the Ladies Expo. Like, I mean,
And I think honestly, I get a lot of people tell me they don't think that I'm gay when I'm in the street. I just know that my phobia inside my head, you get what I'm saying? I'm amazed at how many girls, females, try to talk to me like every other day in my life. I'm like, listen, ladies, listen, ma. Like, I want your little brother on the low. Like, come on, stop playing. Like, whatever. But I don't know. I guess you just have to believe in yourself, is what they say. You have to believe. But when I look at these videotapes, Kevin, I look at all the theatrics that these kids give just for realness. I just want to be a simple dude.
yeah.
Can I just walk down here and just be simple? But people got to have gets and gimmicks and all this stuff. I don't want to be attacked for winning no motherfucking prize. You get what I'm saying? I don't. I don't want to be attacked
Mm-hmm.
by an ebony because I done beat the ebony child in realness. Skinny boy realness. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to do. And I think that's another reason why I never got too deep into the ballroom thing
Uh huh.
because of all the theatrics and the madness and the drama that comes behind it.
Yeah.
There were times when I would look at ballrooms and they would clearly, the ball is now over because they chopped an ebony or they chopped the prodigy
Mm-hmm.
or they chopped the, what was that other crazy ass house in D.C.?
What the cons?
Is that the cons?
I know
Yeah,
the
they were-
Gaudis are out there. I'm not sure if
Oh
that's
my
what you're
goodness,
talking
it's
about.
crazy. But yeah, as far as ballroom walking, dude, I would just do it one time just for the fun of it, just to say that I've done it. Do I want to make a career or a history or a name for myself doing it?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, not really. But I want to do it because, again, it's what I know.
Yeah.
It's what I grew up around. I don't knock nobody for doing it, but I just feel like I don't have what it takes, Kevin,
Mm-hmm.
to impress all these snotty ass people when it comes to voguing. I know one person now that's so snotty and that judges balls like a motherfucker, and dirty as a motherfucker. Dirty, nasty, house is horrible, roaches, but you got mad clothes everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Your kitchen nasty, your bathroom nasty. I'm almost about to put you on blast on the low, because he's still trying to holler at me, but we're going to stop. But at the end of the day, you get what I'm saying? It's almost like I'm being judged by you. I'm really. Like, really, I'm being
We're gonna
judged by.
talk about that, and we're gonna get that in a minute. We're rolling. So, what's next? What are we gonna talk about now?
I want to talk about the quest for love. you know, I want to
Wow.
talk about the journey on finding true love.
Well, before you go to that, I'm gonna be real with you. You are my big bro, and I see you more than just like my gay. I like we're blood brothers. Okay.
Right.
I used to have a crush on you back in the days.
Oh, no.
You and your little dog walking down Gates Avenue.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God, that
damn,
dog.
he is fine. And I'm
Oh
like,
my
oh my god.
God.
And I'm like, when we started clicking, and I was like, that whole crush thing went out the window because I saw you more than, more than that. So, and I'm proud that we can be bros.
I respect that. I respect that a lot. You know what? I never played close to home. You know what I'm talking about? I never.
We're not gonna go into
Yeah.
names because I believe you did, but
Oh,
I'm
no,
not gonna
no,
go into
no.
names.
Just give me an initial. I can tell you. Oh, no. Give me a name. Don't act like that.
No,
Give me a name so I can
because I don't
gag.
want to blow him up.
He be all right. Tell me.
No, I can't.
Tell me in my ear so I can cackle. Who
Ah,
not messing around with, Kevin? Don't do that.
somebody close to me, close to my heart, my blood, real blood, and I think you know him a little longer than me and you have.
Okay. Tell me so I can elaborate.
I mean, he goes by so many different names. It could be P, it could be F, it could be K. Um, when I introduced you to my mom, and I said he knows both of us.
I'm so confused. I'm so
But I don't want. I
confused.
can't do that to him. I mean, I don't know what my I'm gonna say it. My brother. I don't know what he likes. But people say he's just sleep around. But I respect him for who he is. Still my brother. He respects me,
Mhm.
and that's my bodyguard. I mean, from childhood, my little brother and I used to beat people up
Right.
when we was younger. And I'm not gonna say me. He used to beat people up for me. I used to be the scared one.
See,
But I mean, the relationship that I know you and him had, and I'm not gonna assume, but I thought y'all was, messing around for the days. I don't know.
gosh, I need to have a flashback. 'Cause, we all did our little thing. We all did a little running around here and there. Um, but you're gonna wreck my brain with this one. I'm about to text you. Tell me.
I said my brother, my youngest brother.
I'm thinking. I need help with this. One.
Fresh Porter.
Fresh Porter.
Fresh or Porter, he would call himself. Or he does best. Kiki.
I'm stuck.
Oh gosh.
Well,
but
that's when you know you've done a lot growing up. You get what I'm saying? Trying to find yourself. But yeah, the journey for love. Let me tell you one of my issues that I've always had. As a,
or Ladon.
I'm not remembering that. That don't ring no bell. That don't ring no bell.
Wow.
That could be a lie. That could be a hoax.
Well.
That's gonna be a hoax.
Well.
And I'm
Anyway.
assuming they know me very well.
Yeah.
Amen. But hey, but now, check it. Okay, this is one of the issues that I was talking to with one of my cousins too. Was the quest for love. Because I do love. I love very hard. I'm a Scorpio. My on the outside, I'm mean. I'm rough. I'm just everybody because I don't want to be hurt again. You get what I'm saying?
Same way as me.
Now, my first relationship was for 7 years. That was with Fernando. You get what I'm saying?
I had one of those 7-year relationships also.
And then the one following was for 9 years. You get what I'm saying? And I was with this guy, David, back in Texas. But it seemed like my track record for love, both men were pretty much the same.
Okay.
And I found myself in a very abusive relationship. The first one was very abusive. I mean, Fernando was a hot mess, And Hollis,
Yeah.
He would always, Tyree, don't you go down there and deal with that man. He ain't no good. But I didn't listen because, again, I was 15 at the time when I met him. You get what I'm saying? And all I knew was that he was tall, He was bow-legged, pigeon-toed, handsome, had a body, and he was a good thief. You get what I'm saying? And what I lacked in my household, he made up for. So all the sneakers I didn't have growing up, he was getting those for me.
Mm-hmm.
All the clothes and the jeans, he was getting it for me. I was attracted to that. You get what I'm saying? I realized throughout the years that that's not the type of man that I need to be with. You get what I'm saying? So I asked myself the question. My friend said to me the other day, you need to date you a butch queen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because them bitches are unfiltered. You know, you gonna know exactly what you're getting. My thing was I was always scared of dating that type of person because I don't have the time to sit back and go word for word with a bitch that's gonna read me back. I always said, if you can read me, I don't need to date you.
Right.
I don't want to have sister time with my boyfriend.
That's right.
I don't want to have kiki time. But as I'm getting older, Kevin, I'm starting to realize that people are just gonna be who they are. You're gonna either accept them for who they are or you just not.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just trying to figure out if there's love for me somewhere along the line with a butch queen. You get what I'm saying? With someone like me, someone that's that. I don't know. I don't know how to put it. I don't know how to bring
I
that
always
across.
thought you was a butch queen, but then I realized as time, last couple of years, I didn't classify you as that.
But what is a butch queen? I'm just thinking a gay guy. A butch queen is a
I
gay
mean,
guy.
a butch queen is a very feminine guy. I mean, you have your moments, but when I realize it, I don't classify you as that. Uh, the word is called trade. That's where I look at.
I've had them call me Trey. I'm like, okay, listen. That's to me it's flattering. You get what I'm saying? It means I'm doing something good.
Yeah.
It means I'm really holding on to my masculinity with all the faith that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Because Lord knows if I even get one more manicure, you know what I'm talking about? Like, I had to tell the bitch at the salon, listen, lady, no polish. Just buff me up real good. You get what I'm saying? That's not what Trey do. Trey don't put on polish. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But that whole trade thing comes from the homophobia in my family and me not wanting to be, judged on me just being gay. Accept me for who I am. But my cousin tells me that I need to date a butch queen. And he dates a bunch of them. He dates these guys. And, when I was growing up, it was either you going to get on my back or I'm going to get on yours.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Ain't nobody climbing my back.
Now it's just like, the kids are like, oh, whoever gets to the ass first gets it. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I don't get, and I've come across, and I've seen a lot of, as what you guys call them, sex sirens or sex symbols in the ballroom scene. And I'm floored by this. I'm like, God damn, that motherfucker fine as shit.
That's why I'm surprised you haven't walked that, because I see you walking it now.
Baby, I am too skinny for all that. Now, if
it's
they got a
senior,
if
senior,
they got
senior sex siren. They have it.
what's a senior sex siren?
It like over 30.
Did he
And
say
it's a
senior
whole-
sex siren?
Yes, that's what they call it.
I am not well for this.
They have junior. They have Catboy. They have junior, and they also have senior. And I mean, I see you walking it. I see you getting your life.
I would do that just for fun. I would do that.
see you getting your life at that.
I would love to do that. Senior sex siren. That is horrible. Horrible.
And
To
it's
be
a whole
considered a
bunch of.
senior.
No, I mean they say senior as not in the age range. They
Right.
say it because they came out of the junior and the Catboy stages.
Okay. I would have fun doing something like that.
I think you
I
would.
just, I don't know. Me taking off my clothes
Your
from a
body's
bunch of
cut
days.
up.
That's because I don't like. I can't eat during the day. Like if I don't eat,
Mm-hmm.
like then I have like the nastiest 8-pack. But as soon as I go to that corner store and give me a Sprite, you know what I'm talking about? I am about as bloated as a motherfucker, But my quest for love, I am actually considering dating someone with feminine qualities now. Not as strong as a tranny would be. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I've had some really handsome dudes come at me, and I'm like, oh God, you're so gay. Like, mommy, stop. But
Wow.
you know what's really weird though? If I give them that type of time, what I'm getting from them behind closed doors is so manly. Kevin, I am floored by some of the masculine ways some of these dudes have. Like one guy, he walks balls, he vogues femme, but his 9 to 5, this bitch is common pose for Con Edison. You get what I'm
That's
saying?
what they do.
And I'm thinking that's so hot and sexy. That to me, I find it sexy. You know, I'm just trying to find somebody who's going to accept me for who I am. You know what I mean? And Tyree can be a whole lot. You know, Tyree is Tyree one day, and then the next day it's Trigger, and Trigger is irritated and mad at the world. I'm just looking for someone that can actually that I can deal with, and I think if I stop being so stereotypical on, that's just too gay for my likings, I think I'd be all right. So, so I'm gonna ask Kevin, everybody, to hook me up on a blind one. I want to call it a blind meet and greet, not a blind date.
A blind meet and
A
greet.
blind meet and greet. You know what that is, Kevin?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Well, everybody, recently, I don't have it on my finger yet, but recently I got engaged.
Whoa.
I was with this guy for 3.5 years. So I'll be having a bachelor party soon. Be a lot of single guys there.
Oh my God.
So,
Do you
uh,
really want to get married to a guy?
I mean, truthfully, I love this person so much, and the way my family's set up, they don't see it. Like, they're not gonna accept it. My mom's gonna
Right.
accept it. Some of my cousins will accept it, but I don't think the grandmother and uncles and stuff will accept it. But most of them are church-bearing people. I have a great uncle who's a minister, and he does not condone the homosexuality at all. He
Yeah.
will respect me to, for the fullest, but he's not accepting the lifestyle. But he has two. God bless his dad. One of his sons is dead now, and he had two kids who are gay, and he loves his kids, but he can't accept that they are in that lifestyle.
Mm.
And I mean, my grandmother's coming around, but fully not accepting it. And I mean, it's gonna be a while before I even decide to get married. I mean, before we have any type of wedding thing. But I'm still,
Well, I want to be a part of.
of course, you
My
can.
joke was, I want to be a flower girl. I want to be a flower girl. You know,
Pound flowers.
I want to put the pedal down, flowers. You know what I'm saying? But I said I disagree. I wouldn't get married to a guy. I would. I
But
think
I mean, before you cut that off, I mean, I'm already married. I'm just in the process now of getting divorced from my wife. We were married since 2005, so about 7, 6 years, 8 years, whatever. I mean, we haven't been together for the last 4 years.
I am finding out more
Um,
about you right now. Good Jesus! All right.
and I mean, I
Kevin's
love my
married.
wife, and I miss her so much. She's back in Brazil. That's where she's from. I'm not gonna tell you the details why I got married to her, but I mean, I miss her. I wouldn't like. She's kind of like when she found out that I said I was even getting married again. She was like, but we're still married. We have to get divorced, and she was like, she's not signing papers, and I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do? I mean, I wouldn't mind getting back with her. I mean, I'm still gonna be Kevin,
Right.
and she accepts that, and she's not upset with that. You know what I'm
Did she
saying?
know about Peaches at any point?
Yeah, she met Peaches.
She met Peaches.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
she met Peaches at Peaches' 25th birthday, and I was like, I didn't know she was coming. Didn't know, but it is what it is. So,
Wow.
but I mean, I gotta get through that little meet and greet thing.
So why not? Okay, so how come you just can't have like domestic partnership opposed to marriage?
But technically, that's what it is.
Domestic partnership?
Yes,
'Cause I'm confused on
it's
it. Like,
legal. Okay, when you it's legalized, but it's not fully accepted. You understand?
right.
As if you're going in front of the judge, you can't do that. You can have it's a commitment ceremony. That's basically what it is,
Hmm.
and you can they classify as domestic partnership. So
I would love to get married one day. Who knows? But I don't know if it's gonna be to a guy. I mean, that would be like my ultimate dream to despise my family and to have a man that really cares about Tyree and don't mind putting up a trigger. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And actually, I feel like had drugs not played a big part in my relationships, well, not on me, but with them doing drugs, I think I would have probably been more prone to getting married to one of those guys. You get what I'm saying? I think it'd have been a possibility. Now I just think, being that the government said it's okay to be gay and they're legalizing marriage, I just think that most people now are just doing it just because.
yeah.
You know, You get married today, and then next week you're divorced, or you're going for divorce, or you're not with that person, but you just did it just because they said it was okay. I mean, I don't want to play that game. You get what I'm saying? I want to. If I get married to a dude, honestly, I need to know that you are by my side through thick and thin. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And I tell a lot of people when it comes to marriage, there's a lot of hateful people out there. You know what I'm talking about? And you can get married today, and there'll be so many motherfuckers throwing bullshit your way. But I have to tell somebody, and I'm all about relationship. I'm always been about relationships. And I say to people, do you really think that your grandparents and people's grandparents made it 50 and 60 years strong without bullshit? You get what I'm saying? It's the dedication that you have to this person, not people. You get what I'm saying? Are you dedicated to loving Kevin? Are you dedicated to caring about Peaches? You get what I'm saying? And no matter what Peaches or Kevin do, like that's your ride or die motherfucker. You feel me? You don't get that no more. You don't. I think people are we getting married? I see so many people getting married now on Facebook, and it disgusts me. It really bothers me. One dude I saw the other day on Facebook with a tuxedo jacket and a full-out tuxedo pair of pants and a train just about as long as here to Aruba. And I just said, that's ridiculous.
Spend all that money for what?
For nothing, just to break up a month later.
Exactly.
And they did it for Facebook statuses and likes and quotes. And I don't want to play with my life like that. I don't want to play with love like that. I don't want to get married just because you bought me a cheapo ring. And because I think a lot of people need to know their value nowadays. And a lot of people don't know their worth.
That's right.
And if somebody presents themselves as the king of Zumunda, you know what I'm talking about? You're willing to believe that and accept that and walk with it, only to find out that they were never a king. They was a mere servant. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's the part that bothers me a lot.
Right.
But yeah, man. I'm 38, Kevin. I'm not getting any younger, and I just don't want to go into my 40s being single and just looking to date. That's irritating. Like, you know how irritable that is. And then I see all these young butch queens, as they call them, in these relationships, these healthy relationships. I wouldn't say some of them some are healthy, some aren't.
Yeah.
But I see some younger people in relationships. I'm like, I really envy that. Like, I wish I can have that. Like, I know two friends now, and they are both gay as all outdoors. I mean, and my friend said to me the other day, Tyree, you gonna go to gay pride? I said, the only time that you'll see me wearing my gay is if I go outside to the Mr. Softy truck and ask them for sprinkles on my ice cream cone. And I'm lactose intolerant, so you're not gonna see that. You get what I'm saying? You're not. So, but I have two buddies that are gay as shit, Kevin. I mean, gay, man. And when I say the love that they have for each other is so serious, I question myself on if it's me. It could be something wrong with me. Am I comfortable with being gay? Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. How do you fix the situation? How do you control it? How do you get to a part in your life where you're comfortable with being just who you are? I would love to go outside and say, hey, I'm gay, so what? I mean, I see people walking down the street, I like dick, printed on their t-shirt. That can never be me. You get what I'm saying? Because I think about all the negative things that come behind it.
Exactly.
The bottle throwing, the name calling, the getting shot at, the rape. I don't have time for all that. So, in a nutshell, I love you, Kevin. You've always been sweet to me. We've always, yes, my dog, and I'm going to get another one. I'm going to get another poodle, and that poodle made me who I am today. Like, people know me in the hood from that very same fucking dog.
Yeah.
And that dog has been with me for 17 years.
Wow.
17 years. So I miss that dog a lot. But this has been an experience. Talking. This is my first time actually in a studio and just talking freely. If you ever give me a chance to come back again,
of course,
it'd be much better than this.
Of
I'll
course.
have better subjects to talk about, and hopefully I would, in a nutshell, be more comfortable with who I am as an individual, as a grown man, as a grown gay man. Because that's the life I really want to be comfortable with being gay.
Yes.
And that I'm not now. I'm okay in my own behind the comforts of my own home. But outside, it's a different story. I want to be able to walk down Gates Avenue and yo, that's my dude Trigger right there. He fuck around, but that's my nigga. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, I get that now, but it's like I don't advertise it. I don't want to advertise it. I just want to be loved and accepted for who I am, because I have a good heart and I care about a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, so it is what it is.
Well, before we go, I don't remember when we're talking when we were in Coney Island. I said I have a couple projects for you to do.
Mm-hmm.
So my door's open, and my next project is called The Couch. It's another TV show, a talk show that I want to do, and would love for you to be an active co-host on that show, possibly
Ooh.
become the new host of that show. So I'm venturing into just not just doing just talk, The Couch, and I'll be producing another talk show called Word to Hip Hop. God Divine will be the host with two beautiful fine women, and then possibly he'll make one of them the host, but we're not sure yet. But that's upcoming projects that we have under my umbrella of my company that I had started through school called KL Production Company Inc. Trying to move in the right way because I've been through a whole lot, and I mean it's time for me to venture my dream, and I'm hopefully that you can be a part of that dream.
I would like that. I want I've always been one to venture out and do different things.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the gay community, you have to really sell me on some shit.
Yes.
Like, I would only say yes because I know who you are personally.
Yes.
I couldn't get this from another butch queen. I was like, oh, child, leave me alone. Like that couch. Like, what does the couch consist of? But I would be more than happy to come and just what do you call it? Just what's the word I used earlier? My rants and raves. My rants and raves. I would love to. Because again, I have a lot of things that I fuss about and talk about, and some people don't like it. And a lot of my Facebook, if you look at my Facebook posts half of the time, I'm always going on a rant on things that I dislike. For those who are on my Facebook page, you know me from my Facebook page, please stop it. A lot of things that I post has nothing to do with Tyree. I can sit back on an off day, Kevin, and watch TV and catch a quote or see something on a movie and put it on Facebook and reword it.
Exactly.
And bitches be like, bitch, what are you going through?
Exactly.
I'm not going through nothing. You get what I'm saying? It's just that I'm a comedian at heart. I love comedy. I love to see people laugh. I love laughter. And I try to live a happy life, through all the stress that we have to deal with just being homosexual. I was actually pissed off when Kevin Hart came out with that little laugh at my pain. The bullshit, Kevin, I bullcrap you not. I have an old composition book, right? I still have, and it has a whole bunch of jokes that I've written throughout the years. And I said if I ever made it on TV, that would be the title of my show, Laugh at My Pain. And that motherfucker stole it. I was mad, and my friend said, next time you'll patent your shit, won't you?
Hello.
And that's something that now I'm starting to realize. Some of the unique ideas that I have now is how to patent them.
Yeah.
Because it's been a lot of things that I've come up with in my own head. I'm like, oh, damn, he took that too? Oh, fuck. But the couch, yeah, that sounds like The View.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Well, Just Talk is not only just you see me in the studio one-on-one interviews. I have a sort of co-host, and we're going to do like different panel. We have a panel, and we'll talk about different topics. And I would love for you also to come back to Just Talk and be a part of the panel.
This is all new to me, and I like it so far.
So
I like it.
I mean, we'll be airing full weekly shows starting in the fall. So be ready.
Cool.
Right now, I'm just giving you a taste of what Just Talk is about and our mini interviews. So I have another little special coming next month in August. So
I'm with it. I'm with it.
And we can come back and we can just chat it up like always,
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
If not here, Facebook.
Yes.
And if not Facebook, Soul Summit. Music, more music. And you know what? Let me tell you, I've had the biggest crush. When we talking about crushes, Frankie and them fucking eyes. Good goddamn.
Shout out to Frankie Paradise. Oh my God.
Frankie
Them
Paradise
eyes.
has been
Woo!
he has been my childhood crush forever and ever and ever. And I just want to say to Frankie, you still look good. You have not changed at all. God bless you and them eyes, baby. But yeah, I have to go and get my lights with my mom right now.
So before you go, any shout outs that you want to say? What's up to anybody out there?
Any shout outs? I'm not really a shout out person, but being that I have the opportunity to do so now, um, I want to shout out my first cousin, TT Prada. They call him the label assassinator or
Mm-hmm.
whatever that is. But big shout out to my cousin. You know, I love him a whole lot. He's a good guy, funny guy, a force to be reckoned with.
Yes.
He's a mess, but you know, again, a big shout out to my mother, my biological mom, Janice. You know, she's very supportive in so many ways. She gets on my nerves. Big shout out to my adopted mom who has actually given me the level that I needed in life.
Okay.
Because Janice wasn't about church. You get what I'm saying? My adopted mother was all about church. So I think that's what kind of got me leveled out in this
These
world
levels, yes.
now. And my new gay son, Junior, I'm going to give him a shout out. You get what I'm saying? My only gay son, my first gay son. So I'm proud about being somebody's gay dad. I'm happy to know that I can be a positive influence to somebody and somebody respected me enough to ask me to be their gay father.
That's right.
So that speaks volumes to me about who my character is at this moment. And just a shout out to all you girls out there doing your thing. Keep on doing it and stay out of trouble and be humble, be respectful. It's not about a quick dollar. It's not about what you can do to get there. But I've always been told you can be seen and not heard.
That's
Pick
right.
one. You can't be smart and stupid at the same time. Pick one. You know what I'm saying? And just take care of yourself. As far as your health is concerned, stay up. If you're fucked up in the game and you know it, stay up on your grind. You get what I'm saying? The hospitals cannot turn you down. I lost too many friends, Kevin.
Yeah.
This year, and it's only June, I've lost 4 friends behind things so petty. You get what I'm saying? I don't know half of you guys out there in the ballroom scene, but what I can say is God bless you, take care of yourself, and there's more things to life outside of the ballroom.
Yes.
Go for it. If you like it, I love it. God bless you all, and I'll see you next time when Kevin has me back.
Yes.
Bye
You'll be
bye.
back soon.